Hey, Super Awesome Stampers! It's Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. I know this week is a busy week for a lot of people. May not be as busy as you want. I know we're staying home as well, and I have sushi on the menu for tomorrow. I don't do the raw fish stuff. That's just too stinky for me. I did do the raw fish stuff, and I will let you know that today is actually my 10-year anniversary from knowing that I had breast cancer. So 10 years ago today, I was in a mammogram gown getting the crazy news, and then the following Monday I had a biopsy, and yes, I had breast cancer. So that was 10 years ago. It's been a long, hard journey since then. And I don't talk about it often. I try not to dwell there, although I do think about it around my anniversary date. Maybe I'll blog about it next week. I know I haven't blogged about it in a while, maybe even ever. And I always think I should do it in October when, you know, there's breast cancer awareness. So anyway, that's just a little small bit of my story that I thought I would share and take the opportunity. As long as I was doing a live, hey, we're doing a lot of new things this year, so thought I would share that. Anyway, we are going to be making some rosettes today, some paper rosettes. So Jackie asked me about them a while back, and I thought today would be a great opportunity to share how to make those. So I'm going to flip you down on the cable onto the table, and I will check to make sure I'm getting some live feed. Oh, I almost hit finish there. Okay, so flip you down. I'm going to strap you into my phone stand here. There we go. And, oh, I do see I've got live feed. Okay, so I'm going to take you through. I don't have any samples. I've done many a rosette in my time. We used to have a die, a Sizzix die, that made rosettes. I still have that die and pull it out every once in a while to make some gift toppers. But what you need to do if you don't have that die is grab some lengths of pattern paper. So you always seem to have strips laying around, so this is a great project to use up those strips. And then if you've got your scoring board, you'll need that. And all you do is make grooves along the whole length of the paper. So this was actually originally a 12-inch by 4 1/4. So I cut it into 2 1/8. And now all I'm going to do is score at, let's just do every 1/2 inch. Ooh, aren't you glad I didn't do every 1/4 inch? But I probably shouldn't talk while I do this, because then I might score it on the wrong. There's that 7. I'm just making sure you can kind of see what I'm doing here. 8, 8 1/2, 9, 9 1/2, 10. There you go. If I say the numbers out loud, maybe I won't score wrong. Okay, so now they're all scored. You probably can't see that, but I can feel it. And now you just do an accordion fold. Back and forth and back and forth. Gosh, maybe I should send Fran. So, you're welcome, Jackie. I know somebody that plays an accordion. She's just learning, but she occasionally shares little videos of herself playing, and she just has a great time doing it. So I admire her for that, because I don't think I could do that anymore. I used to play in the high school band, what started off as flute and then moved to oboe, and then we're going to do the other strip as well. And then I moved to, oh, in the summer when we had marching band, I played the cymbals, and I attempted to play, I think, the xylophone a long time ago. But anyway, the accordion actually, you know, with the oboe or the flute, you just have to worry about your fingers doing one coordinated movement. But with the accordion, she's got both of her hands going, pressing little buttons on one hand and then doing the squeezy thing on the other. Anyway, I digress. Okay. So the reason why I did 2 lengths was because the wider your width of rosette, the more strips of paper you're going to need. Did I do one not right? Let's start this way. And you need to make your grooves as, you know, slightly deep. You don't want to cut your paper with your scoring, but you got to be able to feel your grooves so you can do the accordion fold. So what we use the lollies for, see that one, I didn't groove score quite right. What we use the lollies for are decorating gift packages. You can also make a vase of them and put them in your craft room so they can be home decor. There. So kind of all accordion folds up. Okay, so now the reason I need 2 strips, the longer that or the wider that your strip is because this is not going to be, what happens is you stick it down to a circle. There's not enough length for me to meet the whole thing all the way around. So you need 2 lengths. And what you'll do is meet them up like that. Hot glue them in place on a circle. Doesn't matter what color circle. Or a square, just a scrap. Something that's kind of sturdy. And there you have got your rosette. Okay, now the ends can be kind of tricky. You can overlap them. So right now I just have them butting up on each other. You can overlap them. That's a little more secure. There. So see that? So now it's time to get out the hot glue gun. I totally forgot about this step. I thought you can use a stapler, but then you got to cover up those staples. So let me get the scoring board out of the way and let's figure out the rest of it. Okay, you can use your tear and tape, although let's just use the tear and tape. So I don't have to get out the hot glue gun just at this moment. So place it on the back side and then position your mountain over the mountain of the other end. And I need to make sure I do this right and on camera. So just nestle the two one inside the other. Something's not quite right when I'm doing it at an angle here. Oh, I see. One is not, one of my strips is a little wider than the other one. I need to cut a tiny bit off. I'll be right back. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is make sure the outer edge is flush. There. Outer edge is flush. Can you see that? This end is not flush. It's a little wider, but that's all right. This end, you'll just want to make sure the outer edge is flush. Oh, I see I didn't cut straight. This end works perfectly. This end does not. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, well. All right, so and put some tear and tape on the back side of this. Hi, Joy. Yeah, Jackie must have seen them somewhere, although I think they're in the annual catalog somewhere this year. So then you just make sure that your outer edges are flush and just nestle one mountain over the other and press down. So now for added security, you can put some tear and tape over that as well. Or let's just do some glue dots. just use whatever glue you have. I would suggest though, if you are making a lot and if you have a hot glue gun, get the hot glue gun out. Burn your fingers today, right? All right, and then this side as well, we'll put some glue dots on that one edge just to make it a little more sturdy. You could put a piece of tear and tape in there as well. Okay, now it should just work. If you press down in the center, it all stays together. So here's where the hot glue is gonna shine. Because I think I always used hot glue because you need it. There's a lot of tension here. This rosette wants to boing up, so you kind of need that hot glue to secure it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do hot glue or should I just plow on. Let's just plow on. Here I got a scrap right here. I'm going to trim it down a little bit because you will be able to see some of this. And I am going to grab my Stampin' Seal and just cover this with Stampin' Seal. I'm going to press that down and I'm going to, oops, see it just wants to pounce up. Press this down. Oh, now I'm going to get everything stuck. Press it down in the center, kind of working its way out. And what you're going to do is kind of pick it up in between your fingers like that. And then put it over your hot glue or whatever your favorite super sticky adhesive is. And while you're putting it down in your adhesive, you're going to kind of splay out all the pleats so that they are they're pictured on the Simply Scored. Oh, yes, yes, you are right. There. Okay, now it's still boinging up a little bit. And a great scrap to use is the backer sheets of the Designer Series paper. Because, oh, see, that's not going to be enough. We might have to go, I'm going to have to go heat up the glue gun. But while we're doing that, I'm going to show you what I did years ago at a class. Sorry, I completely forgot I had this because it's no longer up on my shelf. But I had a class years ago when we had the Sizzix die. So this is just a shadow box. And when we had all those butterfly, the new Sizzlets, and those must have been a large, a Biggs dies as well. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 layers coordinating paper and a doily in the center that we cut out with the die, and then 2 punches, and then on the bottom it says dreams with some little diamonds there. So you just watch that, oogle over that while I get the hot glue gun out so we can finish assembling this rosette. So sorry I didn't have the hot glue gun ready to go. I guess I was just excited to make one. It's been a couple years since I've made one. They're kind of fun to do. And if you want to do a home decor piece like this, they're really fun. I think this used like 1.5 sheets of Designer Series paper, my dreams thing right there. Okay, so I got my hot glue gun and I have to find my extension cord. Okay, hot glue gun heated up. Okay, now while that heats up, I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to do some stamping while that heats up. So I wanted to do the whole thing with you. So we're going to put some butterflies on there and some ribbon. So I got the Butterfly Gala stamp set out, and I'm kind of working off the peachy tones. There's not a lot, I mean the peach is on the back of that, but there's some peachier smaller flowers. So I like to pull the little colors out on pattern paper. And then Butterfly Gala, I wanted to share that the two butterflies are connected, and that is because that's how the punch works. The smaller one on top of the larger one, but you can certainly cut them out. So if you only want to do the larger one or the smaller one, you can, and when you want to use it again joined, you just join up where you cut it off. Just press that smaller one into the bottom and it will be perfectly fine. All right, so all right, so we got that. How about I get a stamp set out, a sentiment out. I always need thank yous. Let's do a thank you. Oh, my area's getting a little messy. Okay, and here's my scrap bin. What's gonna fit? That's probably gonna be perfect. Bring it back in the Calypso Coral. And I'm gonna put that in the center because I still have a vision for this one. We'll see if my vision comes to life. Before I do anything else, I think I'm gonna do two butterflies. There. Okay, I didn't pull in my paper piercing mat underneath that photopolymer stamp set because I stamp on a desk blotter, you know, one of those calendar blotters. And right now it was just another thing I didn't need to pull in. Okay, so let's punch those out. You'll see this punch work in action. 2 and 4. Okay, there's that. What else we need? Oh, we need some Rosette stuff. So I could use this, but it's kind of flimsy. So we're not going to use it. And oh, I know. I got some cardboard here. So we get cardboard backer sheets as well. So that's going to be my back side. All right, so let me see. This is an old Stampin' Up! Silicone mat. Maybe it's the same size we got. Maybe it's the size we have now. That I'm not sure. So the silicone mat works great when I get out the hot glue gun. So let's just, yep, here comes some hot glue. I actually need another stick in this, but it'll be fine for what I need. So just put some hot glue on that. And then work your magic. If your two sides were uneven, make sure you got the side that, like this was the uneven side and the other outer ends are flush. You pick it up, you grab it, you put it over the hot glue. And then that thing is not going anywhere. Woohoo! Anybody else? I have 4 people watching. Thank you for watching today. This one might be a little longer. I seriously thought this would be like a 20-minute video. Maybe this is going to be a little longer. Okay, so on the front, you need something a little more pretty than a piece of cardboard that you just cut. So why don't we, I'm doing the coral colors. So let me grab my scrap bin. I'll show you my scrap bin. Geez, I'm doing a lot of revealings today. This is my scrap bin. It's a Longaberger TV Time basket. And when I know my basket's getting kind of thin, I don't know if you can see that, or kind of thick, I know I need to start using my scraps up. So here's my Calypso Coral. Calypso Coral and yellow bin. And I need a large enough piece that I can punch something nice. Maybe about a 1 3/4 inch circle. Looks good to me. All right, and so now on that circle, I'm gonna mess a whole bunch of glue, you know, in the center, not out towards the edge, because it will squish out, because I'm gonna jam it on the center. And now you gotta make sure that is center on your rosette. So you need to look through and there. Hi, Terry. Jackie, does that answer your question about how to make rosettes? So something a little bit thicker on the back side, some cardboard from one of our specialty papers or the backer sheets from the Designer Series paper. You need a center circle or some kind of shape over the front to cover up the hole. And then I'm going to, what am I going to do with the hot glue gun? Since my video is getting long, I might not do another one. I was going to do a snowflake one as well. Okay, and then you're going to want to do a sentiment or attach your butterflies. Now, I'm just going to use a glue dot and make sure the body of the butterfly gets placed over a ridge, a mountain. And where do I want this? I think what I'm going to do is to cut off the edges. You've seen me in videos before where I tuck this in to get some fancy edges. Ooh, look at that fanciness. Do I like that? Let's do that. That side and then this side. So I'm just tucking it in between the cutting part, sliding it in through the back side. I am eyeballing where this center of the butterfly is and just pressing. There. Okay, so I went in a little. This was a little wide for that. That's all right. We're going to cover that up. I can always cover stuff up, figure something out. So for the sentiment strip, though, I think we're going to put some tear and tape on that. Oh, Joy, I used to do that, put my scraps in the packages with the full sheets of cardstock, but then my piles start to bow a little bit, a lot of it, because I only have a few shelves for my cardstock. So, and then this way, this is, my scraps are right here. I can just grab them. So I need to use them. I force myself to use them. I wonder if I wanted to put that, I can still peel that up. I want to put that over the center. Yeah. And then the butterflies will go around the outside. One. And they might just do some flying around because there's just that ridge to keep them secure on the rosette. You could, excuse me, you could certainly put a dab of hot glue on the back, because hot glue is going to make it stick no matter where you put it. So now I'm trying to cover up that little notch. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it if I put a glue dot like on either side of the wing. So to further jazz this up, you can pull out your Stampin' Write markers to color the butterfly wings in. I might just do that. Then to attach a package, so I got a package here. Slip some of our red rhinestones in there. Get your paper piercing tool. Oh, look at that, how handy that is. I just flip it around from the spatula to the paper piercer. Now I am going to have to bring in my paper piercing mat. And I'm just going to put a hole through. Oh, I should have been a little more strategic. This is not perfectly centered. This is the center. I don't want the hole here because then your rosette's going to be not hanging straight on the bag. So here's the center. So be a little more strategic where you put your hole, or where you line up your words. Because now my hole's kind of on the side. That's all right. I'm totally okay with that. All right, I'm pulling in some of this. It's Calypso Coral colored ribbon. It comes in a 2-pack with the old olive. I think it's terracotta tile, but to me it coordinates with the Calypso Coral. So what I'm going to do is do a couple of things. I'm going to make my hole a little larger. You can also just attach this on top of gifts. So if you're doing some gift boxes, and you don't want to do those generic bows from the store anymore, make some fabulous rosettes and put them on the box. I did a super crazy one when we had these really large gift boxes, crafty gift boxes years ago. And I don't know where it landed, if it's landed with my, in my niece's house, or if my mom has it, or if my sister has it. Oh, no. All right, so we're gonna tie it. Are you getting the idea here? This poor little bag has been through a few little Facebook Lives. The neck is pretty cinched here. So I would probably tie it in a knot on the front. And then tie a bow like that. Hey, and this size of rosette totally almost covers up what's inside. So it kind of looks like a surprise. Look at that. Neat, right? And then just cut off your ribbon to cut off your ribbon from the strip, but I'm not going to do that because I know this is not where this rosette's going to land. I'm not going to give a crushed bag to somebody that's got red rhinestones in it that totally doesn't coordinate with the rosette. All right, we've got these embellishments from the holiday catalog. They're called Winter Gems, or Wonderful Gems. There's red and there's gold. These would work great. Again, I should bring in my baskets here. You all see lots of stuff today. This is my embellishment basket, the stuff that is current this year. These would work great too. Let's pull out these instead. Okay, so these are in the annual catalog as well. So my idea was to pull in some of the gold tones. And since we're doing a 3D thing, let's pull out these gilded gems because this rosette is not mailed at all. You're going to have to hand deliver this on something. And these gilded gems are a little thick, although they probably would mail in a card. Let's use them on our butterflies. Or do we like them in the center of the butterfly? So what I like about our embellishments, when they come on these acetate sheets, you can kind of take your embellishment to your item and see where you'd like to put them. Or should we put them on the tag? I think that's too much, putting them on the tag. I think we need to bring the eye to the butterfly instead. So let's just put them on the butterflies. And I'm going to make a note about the butterflies. There are only 4. That makes me a little nervous because I'm a power of 3 girl, or a power of 5, or a power of odd numbers. But there really are 5 things on this rosette. So if you count the 4 butterflies and the center thing is 1, there's 5. So that kind of appeals to my evenness, power of 3 sensibility. There you go. All right, so there's that. You saw in case you're coming in late, I did this years ago in a class when we had the rosette die, which I still have in my stash, and I use that every once in a while. You can see on the rosette edge here, there is an edge. So that die had an edge, But if you don't have that die, and if you have fancy scissors, fancy cutting scissors, some of our punches, if they have a fancy edge, you can cut a fancy edge so they don't have to be a straight edge. What else can you do with this? You can stick this on a bamboo. If you're putting this in a vase, making a whole vase of these, you attach this to a bamboo skewer and make a whole vase of them. All right, does anybody have any questions before I sign off? Or one more thing. Oh, you know what? I had these here, but they weren't quite the colors. Like this color would kind of coordinate a little bit. It's a little darker, but I already have the Gilded Gems on, so hey, that's what we're using. I do have a few things before you head out. So it is Stampin' Up! Extended the flash sale today. They had a couple of computer issues yesterday, so they decided to extend the sale to today. So if you didn't place an order, I've changed my host code, so that host code I was advertising yesterday is closed. It's this new host code. Everything in my blog should point to this host code. If you place an order with this host code, excluding shipping and tax, a $50 order, you'll receive my 2 upcoming virtual events for free. So I've got something going on Black Friday and also the Sugar Cookie Social, which is on December 9th. All the details for these events are on my blog as well. And if you're seeing this video after Black Friday and you place an order with this host code, I will still send you the PDF tutorials that are included in that event. So go ahead and check out that Black Friday event on my blog as well. So I mentioned that today is the last day of the 10% off sale. 10% off 790 items in the annual catalog. So I wanted to share where I got share where the supplies were that I used in the Facebook Live today. The Butterfly Gala, I don't know if you noticed when I opened up my stamp set, but I use this one a lot. All those stamps are stained. Here is the scoreboard. Simply Scoring Tool on page 151. So Jackie pointed out that's where she saw the rosettes right there. So those rosettes, they look like they're 4 inches wide. And you can see if you look closely in the photo, they did have to use 2 strips of 12-inch paper. Or if you only have 11-inch paper, 8.5 by 11, that would work fine too. So, all right. They don't have I think somewhere in the catalog, they've got a rosettes shown in a project. On this page are the printed gusset cellophane bags. You get 25 bags for $7. Nothing else was used on that page. I was going to put a vellum doily on there, but it didn't work. The butterfly gems that I didn't use, but also the Gilded Gems right here, page number 16. That's what I decided to use. The ribbon that I said coordinates with the Calypso Coral is actually terracotta tile. It does come in a 2-pack. All these items are on the sale today. And then here is the Butterfly Duet bunch. So those are all the items that I used today, in addition to my hot glue gun and the silicone mat, which I'm sure is in the catalog somewhere. So again, here's my special for today and my upcoming events. So if you're watching on replay, just place replay. I hope you liked my video. Again, here is the project that we created, giving you a tutorial on how to make a rosette. All right, hope you have a good rest of the day, and maybe we'll see you on Black Friday at my events. If not, maybe you'll join us for the Sugar Cookie Social on December 9th, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.